Hi, I'm Phyllis. My website is southernfrugal.com. Today we're going to make a chocolate and whipped cream dessert, and we're going to use angel food cake. Now, for some of you young ladies that have never made a angel food cake, best thing you can do is get the Betty Crocker angel food cake mix and just simply follow the directions on the back. You literally only have to beat this for 30 seconds and then 1 minute. Put it in the oven and bake it. So what you'll need, and this would be like a one-time purchase, you're going to need an angel food pan. And what this is in 2 parts, and the reason it is because you have to cut the cake out of the pan, and you do that using a serrated knife, because you can't put any grease or any kind of spray, cake lining spray or anything like that in the pan. You have to put it in with nothing on the pan, and that's because if you put any kind of grease in the pan, the cake's going to not rise up like it should. You can also buy angel food cake, but with this cake mix you will have enough to make 2 different desserts, or it'll make 12 good pieces of cake. I use this all the time. I have made the angel food cake using the egg whites and all that. It's quite involved. You have to do a lot of beating, and to me this tastes just as good as any homemade angel food cake. Now when you cool the cake, and I'm just demonstrating this for you young ladies and gentlemen that don't know, so when you take the cake out of the oven, you have to sit it on some kind of bottle like this. I just use the hot sauce bottle because that's the one that fits. So what you do is take it out, take the cake out of the oven as soon as it's done, and you have to turn the cake upside down and just balance it on the bottle like that. Well, you couldn't really see, could you? Let me move you back. See, there's the bottle, and you just put it in that little middle section, get it balanced, and let it completely cool like that. And I usually put it way on the back of my counter so no one knocks it over. So, and once it's fully cooled, then you can take it out. And what I do is first cut around the outside edge, then you can completely lift this off. Then you have to take your serrated knife, that's the one that works best, and just cut it all around, and then you cut that center section out, and then you'll be able to lift the cake off. And the reason for all of that is because you never grease the pan on an angel food cake. Alright, again, I use this one because to me it tastes just as good as homemade, and at 1 minute and 30 seconds the batter's ready to go in the pan. Alright, hold on, let me get out my stuff for the rest of this dessert. Alright, let's just say we've already baked the cake, and what I do is go ahead and make the whole cake, and then I freeze it and I use it as I need it. Now that angel food cake mix is enough to make the dessert we're going to fix twice. So I cut the slices very thin, and again you have to do this with a serrated knife, otherwise it'll just mash all together. So these pieces have already been sliced for the dessert. Alright, so now we're going to do the whipping cream. And by the way, I'm using this is, I never can figure this out, it's a 2.75 Pyrex dish for this dessert. Alright, so we're going to do the whipping cream now. Now I had my beaters and my bowl in the freezer, so they're really cold. And I also had my whipping cream. We're going to need 2 cups or 16 ounces. Now I like to do the cream with my immersible blender thing, but I'm doing 2 cups this time, so it's going to be too much for that. So we're going to have to do it in the mixer. So my 2 cups of whipping cream was also in the freezer, and it's actually frozen a little bit around the edges. So we're going to put that in. And the whole key to making whipped cream is to make sure everything is super cold. See, some of it is actually frozen, which is perfectly okay. All right, so we're going to whip this till it forms really soft peaks. Then we're going to add, now I've got actually 5 tablespoons of confectioner sugar, and normally I would just maybe use 3, but the chocolate we're going to use in this dessert, this I'm sure is made by Hershey's, but it's the Great Value brand, and this is not a milk chocolate. It's a little more like semi-sweet chocolate, so that's why I'm going to use more of the confectionery sugar in the whipping cream. I'm also going to use 2 teaspoons of pure vanilla extract. So we're going to go ahead and beat this now. I'm going to start it out on low. See if we can prevent it from splashing everywhere. Alright, so this is going to take a little while till it gets some air in it. Then we're going to add the sugar and the vanilla. Alright, so this dessert can be made many different ways. And one of the ladies who used to be a teacher for Mr. Bucky in the private school when he was headmaster there years ago, I think she used graham crackers, or she might have used vanilla wafers in between the layers. Now I'm going to be using the angel food just simply because I like it much better. Alright, so I'm going to go ahead and start adding some sugar as soon as this gets a little more whipped up here. I'm trying to avoid it splashing all over everything. Slowly start adding some of this confectionery sugar. And again, I went ahead and added 5 tablespoons. So I'm going to go ahead and add the vanilla now. I'm going to use 2 teaspoons of the vanilla extract. Because this is, of course, 16 ounces of the whipping cream. I can already feel it coming out a little bit. I'm going to get a towel to go over this. Alright, so this is one of the diaper towels. So once I put it over there, I'm going to go ahead and turn it up on high. Splashing out if I didn't have this over it. It's already ready. So that didn't take long once I put it up on high. Alright, now that we've got it whipped, ready to assemble our little dessert, let me go ahead and put my mixer down. Y'all hold on a second. It's the only thing I don't like about the KitchenAid mixers. They are so heavy. They're really heavy. Alright, let's put it down so we have room. Yeah, I keep that on the shelf just below this, so it's really hard to get it up and down. All right, so we're ready to get this assembled now. Get me a spoon here. I'll use a spatula for this. All right, so the first thing we're going to do is line the bottom of our Pyrex bowl or casserole dish with the angel food cake. And I just know from past, got some angel food cake on this side there. That it's going to take 5 pieces. So put them in like that. Let's get a little bit thinner one there. And then I cut 2 pieces in half to get in the bottom of it. Like that. All right, now I'm going to go ahead and put some of the chocolate syrup on the layers here. Just as much as you want. See, it's a little bit darker chocolate. All right, now the next layer is going to be the whipped cream. Just spread that out. Now this is going to need to sit in the refrigerator for a couple of hours before you serve it. And the other thing would be, if you make it and let it sit overnight, it's even better. Push that one down in there a little bit. All right. A little more whipped cream on there. All right. Alright, so now we're ready for our second layer of cake. We'll put that one with the highest end towards the middle. Like that. This is so easy to make. And again, you young ladies and young gentlemen that have never made an angel food cake before, they're much better than what you can purchase at the store, and they're much cheaper to make it yourself and just as easy as can be to make. You just need to get you one of the angel food pans. All right, so now we're going to put more chocolate on. If you like chocolate, you need to just load it up here. All right, and now we're ready for the last layer of whipped cream. Now we'll put the ingredients down below the video. And remember, you can use that strawberry syrup, you can use the butterscotch. It's always that type of syrup that goes on ice cream, and that's where you'll find it in the store. So now we're just going to spread it to the edge. Don't be mixing it a lot here, because you don't want to be mixing up that chocolate, because you want it to be in layers. Just let it grab a hold of the side of the bowl or casserole dish, whatever you use. Alright, so now we're going to try to make some kind of little swirly design on here with the chocolate. I'm not very good at this, but I'm going to give it a whirl here. Alright, let's do it again now. Just do a little in the middle. All right, that looks pretty good. All right, so we're going to put the lid on this, and notice I made it in a big enough bowl that I can put the lid on it. Put it in the bottom, on the bottom rack in your refrigerator. If it sits overnight, it's much better, but you can eat it after a couple of hours because that angel food is going to soak up some of the chocolate and some of the whipped cream. All right, y'all. Let me get my mess cleaned up here. And so once it's set in the refrigerator for several hours, we'll probably have this later, maybe even tonight, and I'll show you what it looks like. All right, y'all, we'll be back later today. All right, it's about maybe 4.5 hours later, and there's the dessert. And I can tell you it will taste like the old-fashioned chocolate ripple ice cream. That's exactly what it tastes like. Anyway, there's mine, and there's Mr. Bucky's. All right, we will see y'all next time. Bye for now. I hope you'll try this.